The Great Leap of Silas. Silas had been away on a long journey to many faraway lands. When he finally returned to his quiet village, he wore a bright purple cape and a hat with a very tall feather. He walked into the middle of the town square with a heavy bag and a very big smile. He wanted everyone to know that he was now a great adventurer. Soon, a crowd of curious neighbors gathered around him. Silas began to tell stories of high mountains and deep blue seas. His friend Elian stood at the front of the crowd, listening quietly. Silas loved the attention, and the more people listened, the bigger his stories became. He talked as if he were the bravest man in the whole world. "The most amazing thing happened in the city of Rhodes," Silas shouted, standing up on a wooden bench so everyone could see him. "Rhodes is a city of giants and gold. While I was there, I entered a great contest. People came from everywhere to see who could jump the farthest." A little girl named Maya looked up at him with wide eyes. "How far did you jump, Silas?" she asked. Silas stretched his arms out as wide as he could. "I jumped farther than any man has ever jumped before. I soared through the air like an eagle. I cleared a gap as wide as a river." Silas puffed out his chest and grinned. "The people of Rhodes could not believe their eyes," he bragged. "They cheered for hours. They called me Silas the Spring-Heeled. If you go to Rhodes today, they will tell you that no one will ever beat my record. It was a leap that will be remembered forever." The neighbors whispered to each other. Some were impressed, but some weren't so sure. Elian stepped forward and looked Silas right in the eye. He didn't look angry. He just looked curious. Silas stopped bowing and wondered what his friend was going to say. Elian picked up a small, sturdy stick from the ground. He leaned down and drew a long, straight line in the dirt, right at Silas's feet. "We don't need to travel all the way to Rhodes to hear about your jump, Silas," Elian said calmly, "and we don't need to find any witnesses to tell us what they saw." Elian stood up and pointed to the line, then to the open space in the square. "If your leap was so great in Rhodes, it can be just as great here," Elian said with a smile. "Consider this line to be the city of Rhodes. Show us your record-breaking jump right now. Here is Rhodes. Leap here." The crowd went silent. Everyone waited for Silas to fly through the air like an eagle. Silas looked at the line in the dirt, then he looked at his heavy boots. He started to make an excuse about his sore knees and the dusty ground, but no one moved. They were all waiting for action, not more words. Silas realized that he couldn't do the jump he had bragged about. He learned that day that it is easy to talk, but much harder to do. Elian put a kind hand on Silas's shoulder. "It is better to be known for what you actually do," Elian said, "than for the big stories you tell."